Hey everybody, Saru here, and today we're going to be talking about the new indie title for the Nintendo Switch, Kamiko, here on Retro Japan. So Kamiko is a new indie title for the Nintendo Switch by Fly High Works and Skipmore, the creator of the Faerun RPGs for the 3DS. The story of Kamiko is a fairly simple one. Demons have sealed the gates between the transient world and the world of the dead in an evil attempt to destroy mankind. You play one of 3 Mikos, or Shrine Maidens, who each have their own power and unique playstyles because of it. Their job is to remove the seals from these gates and purifying them to open the gates once more. This is accomplished by traversing each stage and finding the 4 shrine gates to reopen them. You do this by collecting these SP crystals, which can be obtained by killing enemies and taking them to each shrine. Each shrine requires 100 SP crystals to open. You also need to use these crystals to open boxes which contain some keys and balls that you get to jam in holes to open them. Giggity! But you can't attack any enemies while holding keys or balls, and getting hit forces you to drop the item, and that item returns back to the box where you got it from. Sometimes this can be frustrating, but I got over it pretty quickly. Kamiko has a very retro look and some really nice character art with decent sprite work throughout. The gameplay itself is very much like something you'd see in classic action RPGs like Zelda and all those kinds of games, except much faster gameplay. Speaking of gameplay, each Shrine Maiden has their own form of attack, making the gameplay differ from character to character. Each character also has a special attack which you can do by holding down the attack button and letting go once charged. This requires the use of SP. The character Yamato wields a blade and can perform a succession of sword swings with repeated button taps performing some combos. Using her SP attack allows her to spiral around at will, causing damage to whatever she comes into contact with. Uzume has the use of a bow and arrow, allowing her to hit enemies from afar, while her SP attack fires off a number of shots that will home in on surrounding enemies. And finally, we have Hinome, a character with both short-range sword attacks and a boomerang-like projectile. Her SP attack launches her disc in a spinning trajectory, destroying any enemies in its path. The boss battles are fun and divisive, and can be fun to figure out how to defeat them. Although the bosses aren't entirely too difficult, it's still very enjoyable with some small sense of satisfaction when you win. The game does offer some replayability if you feel like beating it with each character. You may also just find yourself wanting to beat your previous time since you're graded on how quickly you beat each stage. All in all, Kamiko is a fun little game for the Nintendo Switch and at a great price point. I grabbed this off the Japanese eShop for about 500 yen, which is about $4.75 US at the moment. I also have a handy video guide on how you can buy items from the Japanese eShop by clicking here, or just checking out my channel. So what do you guys think about indie titles on the Switch? Do you want to see more games like this one being released on the console? What are your thoughts on indie games in general? Please let me know in the comments below, and if you liked this video, remember to like and subscribe. Shoutouts go to Ruben Vaquer, George Gia, Cybergirl007, The Crazy Cubano, Bobby Sandoval, and Solis for Champ for supporting me on Patreon, which you could check out in the description. And I'll see you all next time. Bye bye. Each character also has a special attack which can be performed. Each character also has a special attack which can be The game does offer some replayability if you want to beat it with each character, to experience their gameplay, and you may also anime. So what do you guys think about indie games on this